Hey, 2K heads, this your girl Queen Chill Mode coming at you for this week's edition of My League Weekly Report. In this week's report, I'll go over with you the standings, some of the players that are in the hunt for some of the awards for this season, an update on the injury report, as well as the playoff picture. So without further ado, let me show you some of the players that are currently injured in the league. I've decided to do it this way because what I was doing originally was incorporating all of this along with my gameplay. And so, I guess in a race against time, I was trying to get too much done in one segment. So instead, I'll just break it up to where I'll have a weekly report on what's going on in my league and then actually gameplay for the team within our My League series. So as far as players that are out for the season thus far in this season, we have Caleb Swanigan from Portland and Michael Gilchrist on this game is out with a fractured right leg, and he's gone for the season. Other key players that are out for an extended period of time that could possibly be back around playoff time are players like a Kent Bazemore, J.J. Redick, Steven Adams from OKC, Jonathan Isaac from Orlando, of course Derrick Rose, Jaylen Brown from the Celtics, Gallinari from the Clippers, and Wendell Carter Jr. That's pretty much it. Most of the rest of these guys are pretty much day to day, which is pretty much all of us when you really think about it. So that's a look at the list of players that are battling injuries at this time for their respective teams. Taking a look at our standings / playoff picture, we are actually leading the Eastern Conference so far at 21-2, followed by the Philadelphia 76ers at 18-10. Charlotte is sitting at 17-9. Orlando 17-9. Brooklyn is 16-9. The Wizards 16-10. Rounding out the top 8 seeds for the Eastern Conference, you have Cleveland Cavaliers at 15-9, as well as the Toronto Raptors. Now there are a few teams such as the Celtics, the Cincinnati Lions, which is another expansion team, as well as the New York Knicks that are still in the playoff hunt. Now, I play 33 games because I'm one of those people that actually like to play my league games. So I didn't want to do a whole 82 game schedule. While I don't necessarily do a realistic 82 game schedule, I try to keep the lineups as well as the rosters realistic. Now I know in that injury report there were some players who were not on the teams that they are now in real life NBA, but I don't really control any of the free agents or who decides to go where. I don't have it set to where I make any decisions on other teams' free agent acquisitions. So, like in life, they're free to roam and go wherever they so desire. So there will be some players as we go through this series that may not be on the actual team that they're on in this game, in the NBA, I should say. So please don't be surprised if you see some players in places where they're not normally, or see some players on teams that they're not actually on in this series. All right, so looking over to the Western Conference, the Jazz are actually having the best season thus far, followed by the Houston Rockets at 17-11, Minnesota 3 seed at 15-12, 14-11, the Spurs in the 4th spot. So far, the Lakers at 13-13. Las Vegas Aces, which is another expansion team, and that's a real life WNBA team, by the way. The Spurs, not the Spurs, the San Antonio Stars, which is, I guess, was the lady versions of the San Antonio Spurs. Their ladies team actually moved to Vegas, so they are now called the Las Vegas Aces. When I initially started this series, I was not aware of that, but there is an actual real life professional basketball team called the Las Vegas Aces. The Warriors at 12-13, and the Los Angeles Clippers at 12-16. Now, the Western Conference records are kind of surprising because these are kind of the records that we're accustomed to seeing in the Eastern Conference, where you'll have one or two, three teams, or maybe at the most four teams with a 500 and above record, and everybody else is, under 500, but yet in the playoff picture. So I'm guessing in this Western Conference, I guess they're beating each other up to where they're kind of canceling each other out, or like I said, there's some players who have moved around that are not actually on the teams that they're currently on in the real life NBA. Now, taking a look at some of these statistics as far as league leaders, of course, we have James Harden, Steph Curry, averaging 30.9, DeMar DeRozan having a phenomenal season, Kyrie Irving, and rounding out the top five, we have Carmelo Anthony, who actually decided to join an expansion team, and Damian Lillard. Kawhi Leonard is healthy on this game, Russell Westbrook, and Kyle Lowry. Wow. And Kevin Durant, who's, like I said, who's actually in Phoenix. So he's no longer with the Golden State Warriors on this game, which is probably why you see their record at what it is. But that rounds out the top 10 scores of our league. Taking a look at, let's see who's leading the league in rebounds. Of course, Rudy Gobert and Andre Drummond. You can flip-flop these guys each year, I believe, because they're both that great. Anthony Davis and our guy Marvin Bagley III at 11 rebounds. Jokic out of Denver, Karl Anthony at 11. Julius Randle's in Toronto now at 10 a game. Ben Simmons averaging 9. And Kevin Love also averaging 9. And Vucevic averaging 9. So that rounds out the top 10. As far as assists, we have Chris Paul, Lonzo Ball, James Harden, John Wall, Kyle Lowry, Jeff Teague, okay, Rubio, Lillard, LeBron James, and Russell Westbrook. And as far as shot blocking is concerned, yeah, that makes sense. Gasol has always been a pretty good, decent rebounder. Shot blocker as well as overall defender. And of course, Rudy Gobert is expected to be in the top 3 each year, as far as I'm concerned. Porzingis, Nerlens Noel, and Wendell Carter Jr. Let's take a look at some of these shooting statistics. Who is leading the league in shooting? JaVale McGee, okay, at 60%, and our guy DeMarcus Cousins, Rudy Gobert, John Collins he moved on to Milwaukee. I wonder what happened here. Let's see, did he get traded? Oh wow, yeah they did. The Hawks moved him for Aaron Holiday. Yeah, it's a questionable move. Good for the Bucks though. Paul George is rounding out at 58%. Kevin Durant at 57%. Clint Capella, of course, at 57%. Marcin Gortat, wonder if he's still getting assists from John Wall, at 57%. Derek Favors and Anthony Davis. Okay, so those are our field goal shooters. Let's see who's leading the league in three-point shooting. Kevin Durant, Klay Thompson, James Harden, Ilyasova are the usual suspects, with the exception of Ilyasova, even though he's a good stretch four shooter. I don't recall him ever being in the top 5 in three-point shooting though. But Carmelo Anthony, okay, wow. Markelle Fultz is progressing on this game. Kyrie Irving, Malik Monk, okay. Kyle Lowry, he's having a pretty good year, and Paul George. All right, so let's see. Okay, so those are the main statistics that we as fans look at: points, rebounds, assists, blocks. Oh, let me see steals. Do they have a steals per game? Chris Dunn, of course, yeah. John Wall, yeah, he plays the passing lanes very well. Green, yep, guys I expect to be there, yep. This is looking like what I would expect it to look like in the real NBA, not necessarily in that particular order, but I'm not surprised that any of these guys are in this top 10. Nah, all of that makes sense. All right, so that's a look at the statistics so far. Our top 5 rookies in terms of scoring, we have Marvin Bagley III, Michael Porter Jr., Colin Sexton. Damn, Charlotte had a nice draft. I didn't realize they had all of that. Mohamed Bamba, Mo Block Bamba is what I call him. Diallo, Miles Bridges, who's this? Robert Williams, Gary Trent Jr., Austin Wiley, and Kevin Knox rounds out the top 10. And the top rebounding rookie, Bagley, Wiley, DeAndre Ayton. All right, and the top rookie in assist, some cat named Dale Singleton, Javon Duvall, Aaron Holiday. Oh wow, the big man. Okay. All right. So that's enough of the rookies. Let's go to the awards. All right. So the top 5 in terms of top 5 players up for most valuable player, we have James Harden, Ben Simmons, LeBron James, Kyle Lowry, and John Wall. Kyle is having a good year on this game. But I see Ben Simmons is making his presence known as well. James Harden's been in the thick of the MVP race at least going on 3-4 years now. So our Rookie of the Year candidates are Michael Porter Jr., Marvin Bagley, Mohamed Bamba. Yeah, that's what I would expect for real, I guess. I don't know. 6-man D'Angelo Russell. Wow, they made a move to put him on the bench. Josh Jackson. Okay, Jared Sullinger's back in the league. Emmanuel Mudiay and Rashawn Holmes. Defensive player, okay, no big shocker here. Rudy Gobert. Oh, I didn't know Andre played defense. Okay. Nerlens Noel, Draymond Green, Anthony Davis. Yep. Most improved, Ben Simmons, Kyle Anderson, Lauri Markkanen, Dennis Scott Jr., and Tyler Ennis. And that's it. So let's see if there have been any transactions that may have taken place this week that I haven't failed to miss. Okay, so let's see. Okay, so earlier we had contract extension deadline. So the Celtics extended Kyrie Irving. Wow, in this game the Bulls traded Nico to Washington, although he got traded for real to New Orleans. So those are some transactions that have just happened within the last week or so. The big one being Kyrie Irving electing to re-sign with the Celtics during contract extension week or contract extension day. So that's about it. Our next broadcast will actually be gameplay as we take on the Toronto Raptors. So I'm going to bid you guys adieu. Just wanted to come at you with our weekly report on our MyLeague expansion series. Hope you enjoyed getting some informative information about what's going on in and around our league. If you enjoyed what you saw, please subscribe, hit the like button, and leave a comment. Again, as always, thank you so much for checking out my channel. I appreciate it. God bless you, and have a great day.